All right, hello friends. Welcome to tonight's stream. I'm going to be getting ready to go out. So, super exciting. Got the going outfit. So, I will show you all the end product, but let me roll up my sleeves and we can get going on some makeup here to fix my face finally because I've waited all day to do my face. So, first up, we're going to go in with my favorite e.l.f. primer and just prime up my face. Oh, that was gross. Okay. I'm trying not to get this in my hair because I'm going to try to do my hair if I have enough time. I'm just going to put this primer all over my face. And it does take about 30 seconds to just kind of soak in and get ready to be used. So I'm going to let it get, or I guess maybe it gets tacky. I think so it can like adhere to your face better. But just going to let that sit for a hot sec on my face. And while that is doing its thing, I'm going to grab a wet beauty blender here. And I'm going to get my foundation ready. I'm going to be using my Uoma Say What foundation. And I'm just going to do a couple of pumps here of my foundation. I might need more. We'll see, but should be good. Just start to dab this on my face with the wet beauty blender. Just then hopefully my face doesn't absorb too much. Or I guess I want my face to absorb the product, but I don't want too much of it to be absorbed by the sponge. So it does help to get it wet a little bit, I feel like. And it just helps it blend out better. This is a pretty full coverage foundation that I have, so I'm not going in with any sort of concealer. Also, because I'm a little bit lazy, I'm not going to go in with concealer, but I'm just going to make sure my face matches my body here. Because I do typically like to have a little bit of a tan on my body. I think because it is a little bit more winter time now, I don't have as much. Although it was definitely warm where I was at today. And it's still a little bit warm. I'm a little bit warmer than what I'm wearing right now, but I know it's going to be very cold once I go outside. So, opted for the long sleeves because I hate being cold. I'm just going to blend this down onto my neck a little bit, just so it's a little bit more blended and nice, that I don't have like a really tan face and a pale body, or like vice versa. This looks nice and blended in. I was maybe gonna go back in with a little bit more for like my acne spots, but honestly this covered up pretty well, so I'm not gonna add on more product because that can make it worse sometimes. I'm gonna go in here with a little bit of setting spray just to set all of this down. I probably shouldn't have been talking during that because I definitely got some in my mouth, but that's okay. So I'm going to go in here with the setting spray by Hourglass. This is the Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray. It does have a very light, fine mist, so I've been using this spray for a very long time, which is nice because it doesn't spray out much each time because it is definitely a little bit pricey. And while I wait for the setting spray to soak into my face, I'm going to get all my little face powders ready to be used, just so that they're ready when I am. And get my brushes ready. So I'm wearing heels right now, and I hardly ever wear heels. I don't know if I could like show it, but I'm wearing heels right now. I hardly ever wear heels, so we'll see. But we're doing like a little girls' night tonight, and everyone else is wearing heels, so now I gotta wear heels. We'll be okay. I'm just going to take my fan and just try to dry down my setting spray a little bit more because I feel like it's still a little bit moist on my face. And you can see there's like a little bit of a shine on my face even though I just put the foundation on. So you will see once I put this magical affordable powder on that all of that shine is going to go away, which is beautiful. So I'm going to go in with my Essence All About Matte powder. with a little puff. This is the Laura Mercier one, but really, I think any puff would work. And this was like $4. So very affordable. And I just take it and I just pat it lightly on my face. If I pat too much, then it makes me very pale and it's harder to go from there to add color back to my face. I'm just gonna pat this on my face just to keep everything nice and matte. And look, now all that shine that we just had is gone. Some people like kind of that more like shiny, kind of natural finish to their face, but for me, just my face gets really oily, so there's gonna be a natural shine to it in like an hour. So I do try to make my face as matte as possible. Just set down the powder I put on my neck as well, just so that everything stays in place. I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Wear Powder. I don't think this really lasts for 24 hours, but this will put some of that color back in my face that we just took off. I am running out of this product, so it's a little bit harder to grab it. But just get this all over my face just so that I have a nice, even kind of skin tone here. And this helps keep everything very matte as well. Just make sure I'm dragging all onto my neck. Trying not to get too much product in my hair, although I do have quite like dark hair naturally, so it does blend in. So not the end of the world. Just make sure I've got everything. Sometimes I'll look at my cheeks once I'm done streaming and I'm like, oh, there's a patch of product that's missing. So trying to make sure that doesn't happen here. I'm going to go in with my bronzer. I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Matte Monoi Butter Bronzer. And I'm going to take, this is technically a highlighter brush, but I'm going to, I feel like it gives me more of like an airbrushed look, so I am pretty aggressive with this brush, like this pore brush. But I just do feel like it gives me like kind of a softer look. So I don't know, maybe I should try a different brush, but this is what I like to use. And I've destroyed this brush in the process, and I try to clean it weekly and just put it back to its regular form, but it's very angry. It does not want to look like this. So because I have a very round face, I'm just trying to add a little bit of interesting dimension to it. So just kind of putting this bronzer underneath and kind of on my chin here just to define a little bit more of a chin for myself, a little bit more cheekbones, and a little bit more like forehead. I do try to go in, this is getting all over my hair, but I do try to go in pretty heavy with my bronzer just because once I put on blush, I feel like I kind of start to lose the bronzer. So I am going to keep this out just to do like touch-ups here as needed. And I'm going to grab my NARS blush and like a hair on my face. It's bothering me. I'm going to grab a little bit of my NARS blush here. Just try to lightly go in because I can always add more, but it is very hard to dull down my blush. Just try to add a little nice natural flush to my face. Alright, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. With the other cheek gently. Okay. It's actually looking pretty nice and natural. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. I maybe could have gone for a more statement-y blush, but that's okay. I think this will work. Okay. I'm just going to take my bronzer brush and just blend those two together a little bit, but pretty happy with that. So we're gonna move on to highlighter here. And I'm gonna use my Ofra highlighter. I feel like you can't even see what it says on it anymore, but I'll grab this nice little golden highlight and just hit the high points of my face here. All right. Looks pretty good. Just a little bit on the nose because I love a good nose highlight. Keep it nice and blinding for the night out. All right, I like it. Vibes. Okay. So far, so good. I'm gonna do a little something with my eyes here. Get all of my stuff. Okay. I'm going to go in with a little bit of my Kat Von D Shake Primer. And I'm going to just prime up my eyelids so that the product stays on them, hopefully. Although it's quite late at night, so it doesn't need to stay that long. But it does help with blendability and things, and just making sure the colors are nice and vibrant as well on my face. I'm so close to being done with using this. Like, there's just like a little bit left in here. And I think like every time I use it, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the last time. And then it's not. So I'm gonna go in with my Tartelette Toasted palette. And I'm going to, I guess let's do something a little bit bolder. So let's do warmth here. Just get this on the brush. Just put this on the outer part of my eyes. I do my makeup in kind of a weird order, but I feel like it works for me. A lot of people like to do eyes first, just so that when they do their face, it like touches it up naturally a little bit. But for me, I'll end up kind of like accidentally like touching up too much, and I'm like, oops, now I need to redo the eyes. So I just wait until after my face is done to do my eyes. And I also do my brows after I've kind of done my eyeshadows and stuff as well, just because then it's a little bit easier for me to do my brows also, because I'm not very good at them, and I don't have too much naturally, so I just find it easier once I've done shadow to try to draw them in. So kind of a funky order, but I feel like it works fine enough for me. I'm just going to do this on the other eye, just make sure they look kind of similar. I went in a little bit heavier on this side than I needed to maybe, but that's okay. It's making a good statement now. Okay, that looks pretty good. Before I forget, I'm gonna go under my eye with a small brush with this color here. Just pop this under my eye. I do think I'm gonna do like a statement color as well on the outer portion. So we'll see. But I do really like to do the under eye. I just feel like it really like brings the whole eye look together when the color is like brought down under my eye as well. So I'm gonna go in with, let's do, or just smacked myself with this almost. I'm gonna go with Cozy, maybe a little bit of Fireside here. I guess we're feeling a little bold. I'm wearing brown, so let's go with a little bit of this, a bit of this on this side, a little bit more on this side. Just highlight a little outer V of my eye here. kind of give it some depth and dimension to my look. A little bit more product on this side. I can always add more, but it's harder to take away product. So I'm trying to just go in here lightly with this, and then I'm try to blend it upwards to the other color that I already have on my eye, just so it's like a little bit of a softer transition. Okay. Looks pretty good. I'm happy enough with that. These look similar enough on my eye. I'm going to go in with that same color combo under my eye and just kind of do the outer third with it, just so that it doesn't look too heavy and there's not too many dark colors under my eyes. So I do have pretty small eyes, so I don't want to make them look too small, but we got like a little something nice going. I'm just going to finish off the eye look with just a little bit of a shimmer. Oh, I need this brush still. I'm going to go in to Candle here. Just going to pat this color on the center part of my lid. I actually still needed all those brushes I had. That's okay. I was too excited to be done. I was like, wow, I'm already done. That's great. All right, let me try to look at this mirror. It's a little bit closer to me and see what I'm doing. I'm trying to just get this on the middle portion of my eyelid here. Then I'm going to go in here with Sunrise, this front color, just a little bit to really make it pop. This kind of blends into the other one, but that's okay. Looks a little bit different and interesting. Really just brighten up the inner corner of my eye so that I look like I got a full night's sleep. There we go, nice and bright. And then I'm just gonna go in with that brush that I have, kind of that outer V color on, and just do a little blending of this into the glitter, just so that it's nice and blended. And then to finally finish off this look, I'm going to go in with that first fluffy brush that I had, get a little bit of s'more here. It's kind of this nice white brow bone color, just so that that's nice and highlighted and I don't have eyeshadow going all the way up to my eyebrow. And there's a little bit of a divide and it's just a little bit softer, but I like what I've done here. Now I'm going to curl my lashes before I get too far into anything else. I'm going to try to do a nice little line on my eyelid here, a little bit of liner, but I'm going to do false lashes, so it can be a little bit thicker, that'll be alright. Alright, and on this eye, I'm going in with a bit of KVD liner just because it's very black. I feel like it's very much like, oh, I don't like what I've done there. That's okay. Just drag this other one out a little bit. I'm gonna just drag my eyes down, but that's okay. I'm gonna put lashes on top. This is the little travel size one because I ran out of my full size, but that's okay. We will live. Now I'm going to put on a little bit of my Pacifica Vegan Collagen Lash Primer. Just a couple of swipes on each side because again, I'm going to do lashes, so I don't need too much. And then I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. Again, just try to do a little bit on my eyes just so that the lashes have something to adhere to. All right. Looks pretty good. I just really want to make sure I get like the inner portion of my eyes, just because I feel like where my natural eyelashes start and where the false lash, or I guess where my natural lashes end, I don't know what to call that, like this inner part of my eye where my natural lashes are that aren't covered up by the false lashes, is I feel like where you can tell that they're fake, because all of a sudden there's like a big drop off in like the size of the lashes. So try to really make sure I get that inner portion. All right, and just going underneath my eyes here, because I love a little lower lash line mascara moment. It really just ties the whole look together. It is definitely a little bit risky though, because sometimes I'll like accidentally smudge this on my skin instead of the lashes, and then I have like a little smudge and it's hard to correct that. So kind of difficult, but basically gonna let all this soak in. I'm gonna draw on my brows and then we'll put on lashes. I don't know if I'm gonna curl my hair before or after I put on lashes, we'll see. But I do need to let all this mascara just kind of soak in. I'm just drawing a little bit more eyebrows for myself. Can always go back and clean them up with a Q-tip, so I'm just trying to get some sort of a fun shape on my face. And then clean up with my finger a little bit as well. As needed. I don't love this so far, but that's okay. One day out of my life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it, but that's okay. I'm gonna try to copy the same thing over onto this side of my face. I normally do this with my arm like resting on the counter. So I'm just trying to give my arm like the stability here. Okay. This one's coming out a little bit thicker. So we'll just thicken this one up a little bit as well. Why not? Okay, those are looking kind of similar-ish. I'll see once I put the pomade on how we're really looking. Okay. I'm gonna go in with the matching Morphe pomade. I do use kind of more, this is, I don't know, this is not my natural hair color. It is definitely like a little bit lighter, kind of more of a taupe neutral brown, just because if I use actual dark brown products on my brows, it will make them very dark. It is just like a very intense look. So you try to go for more of like a neutral brown, more of like a taupe medium brown. So I try to go in a little bit heavier with the pomade on the tail of my brow and the front as well. Just a lighter hand there because I don't want to have a super heavy brow in the front. Okay. That looks decent actually. I'm not mad at it. I think it will do. I'm just gonna go in with a spoolie brush here and just kind of soften up the front just so it looks a little bit more soft and natural, because this looks super natural, right? And then I'm just going to finish it off with some NYX Control Freak Brow Gel, just to keep my brows that I just drew on in place. This is ideally a clear brow gel, but I think the problem is my eyebrow product does brush off from this, like, onto the brush and then into the tube, so it's probably more of a brown brow gel, but I do try to wipe it off every time if I can. And then just gonna set the whole face down again with some NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray here. Just gonna let that soak in, do my hair. All right, I got 15 minutes, so we're doing good. I'm just going to, I don't quite know what I want to do. I think I'm just gonna curl it regular and then maybe decide if I want to style it. I do like to separate my hair into 2 sections, just barely 2 sections. I feel like it's like 2/3 of my hair and then 1/3 of my hair, just so that I get a little bit of variation, a little bit of different layers of curls and things. Did comb my hair earlier, but just kind of doing a fast finger comb through here. I'm gonna grab my little thermal glove so I don't burn myself, and this will give my setting spray a chance to dry down, and I can start filling my hair as I wait. Try to grab smallish chunks, but as time goes on, they will get to be larger. And I do try to alternate some sections being curled away from my face, some towards my face, some different sizes, just to kind of mix it up so it doesn't have a super uniform look, because I don't like when I curl my hair and it all kind of like congeals into like one large curl on each side of my head. And I'm gonna just hold the curl a little bit in my hand so it has time to just kind of cool down a little bit, kind of in this little curled section. And there we have it. First one is done. And I do try to grab sections that are of similar lengths, just because I do like to just hold a little bit of the end piece out, just so it's not super curly all the way through, just so it has a little bit that's straight at the end, a little bit more natural. This does not work well if the hair is different lengths, because then I'm having a hard time and there's like too much that's like sticking out, or I'm like losing pieces of hair throughout the process. But I'm not going to hold this one as long because this was a smaller piece of hair. Just let that go. So I'm trying to grab just kind of smallish, similar length pieces. My hair is a little bit layered, so it's kind of like I try to grab from the top section or the bottom section. Since the other ones I curled, I think I curled the other ones. Should I curl them towards my face, away from my face? I don't know. Just try to mix it up here with which way they're being curled, just so that they don't just like mob up into one. I have a little bit of a nice variation. This is the, I don't know how to pronounce this, it's the Liège Eau Douce curler, the Liège one. It is a wand curler. I've been pretty much into wand curlers, I feel like, since they kind of came on the scene, like, probably now, like almost 10 years ago. I feel like that was like the rage, was everyone was like, wand curlers, get rid of your like curlers with like the clips on them, that's old school. So, I don't know, ever since they've like, I feel like these wand curlers became super popular, I've been using one instead of the regular clipped one. Although when I get my hair like colored at a salon, they do use a curler with a clip on it, so I've been thinking about getting a curler with a clip on it again, so we'll see. But that's also why I use like the full glove, just so that I don't burn myself, just so I can hold all of my hair in my hand to let it cool without burning myself. And also just so I don't burn my hand as I'm like wrapping pieces of my hair around it. These front few pieces, I do try to make sure I curl away from my face, just so I have that nice like windswept look, I guess, is what we're going for. But I do wear the full glove. I feel like a lot of people do not wear a full glove. I think a lot of curlers, at least they used to, they come with one that's just like your thumb and like first finger glove, because I guess that's really all you need is like those two. But I don't know, for me, I guess I'm a little bit more hands-on with curling, so I do like to grab the whole thing, slide it down, hold it in my hand, so Plus I burned my hand on my curler before and it is an absolutely terrible experience. But like the way I burned it, like I burned my hand that should be like holding like the handle, like I burned like this hand. So like wearing the glove like didn't do anything because I burned my non-gloved hand. Maybe I should wear a glove on each hand, but you gotta be careful with e-tools like this. Is the moral of that story. Or don't be in a rush, or both. Because I was curling my hair on the floor and I had this like laying on the floor. And I didn't grab the pink end. I grabbed the rose gold end here, and that was a mistake of the very worst kind. So the glove didn't necessarily help that, but the glove helps all these other things I feel like get prevented. These front curls, I do try to hold a little bit longer in my hair. I also try to make them like a little bit smaller just so that they stay the longest, because my hair does not like being curled. Just being half Asian, I just feel like my hair does not like being curled. Like it wants to just be straight all the time. So my curls don't last that long, but I feel like if the front stays kind of curled, then the rest of it'll be, doesn't matter if the rest kind of uncurls, as long as the front looks curled. So there they all are. I am gonna run my hand through them with some hair oil just so they don't look like as kind of uniform as they do now. We'll get a little bit of variation in it. But basically, when I wake up every day, my hair looks like this, so it looks pretty straight. So I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side. Just make sure I get all of the hair. I'm gonna try to, I'm also trying to make sure I don't grab pieces that belong to the top section there. So I have a nice little piece of hair here. And also I switched what hand my glove is on just so I can wrap my hair this way. I do feel like I have a little bit of a harder time with this side. I don't know why. This side ends up getting curled better, but I don't know. Maybe it's just where my outlet's located that I just feel like I have a hard time with the cord and things, and getting my like left hand like back there to like curl. So it's a little bit trickier, I feel like, for me to do the curls that go the opposite way on this side anyway. We're gonna try to go for one here. Just make sure I'm mixing it up, a little bit of variety in my hair. Just hold it for like 10 to 15 seconds and then just let it cool in my hand for a few seconds. I don't want to burn off my hair. I feel like we've all seen those videos where someone has like burned off a portion of their hair. It is horrifying. So I was trying to be careful, but I did spray my hair with heat protectant beforehand. I did spray it with my Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser Invisible Oil, a heat and UV primer. So you could put this on your hair if you're gonna like go outside and just kind of protect it from UV rays, or like this from heat styling. But heat styling is definitely one of the worst things you can do for your hair, at least from everything that I've heard. It's not great for your hair, so I try to limit how often I do style my hair. I typically only do it like on the weekends, and sometimes it's only like every other weekend. And I'll try to do it like on the first day after I've washed my hair, just so I have it for a couple of days, a little bit styled in my hair, and I can enjoy it. Or just like for special occasions. But yeah, not great for your hair, especially because I've dyed my hair, as you can tell. My hair's just a little bit fragile. But almost done with this side here. I love the way my hair looks when it's curled. I just don't like how long it takes and like how long it lasts, because I feel like it takes me like a fair amount of time to curl my hair, and it doesn't last that long, which is a bummer. Okay, I'm gonna divide this last section into 3 here, just because we're towards the front. So just make sure these are all curled away from my face and a little bit smaller, just so that it stays curled a little bit longer, hopefully. I think if I really spent time and I maybe like took all these strands of hair that I had and like, you know, cut them in half and like did even smaller sections, it might last a little bit longer, but it would also take me twice as long. And I just don't really have the patience for that. All right. Last two sections on this section, and then I just have to curl a little bit of that top bit of hair that I left out, just to make sure that it's not like super flat towards the top of my head. Then I have a little bit more curl and volume to it, because my hair is also not super volumized. That's okay. But yeah, I love the look of my hair. My hair being curled, it just doesn't last very long. Takes a good amount of time to do it, so kind of a bummer. Alright, this should be good. This piece here, and I'm going to take out my top little section here. Just make sure I've parted my hair a little bit here, just so it doesn't look too crazy. I have a nice little part going. Just kind of brush this out, and I just have like a couple of curls to do on each side here. So I'm going to switch what hand my glove is on again. I'm just going to do this one probably in like 3 sections here. I'm going to curl this one the opposite direction here, just to get something a little bit interesting going. This curler is pretty easy to use if you do have a little bit of longer hair. I feel like my hair is a little bit on the longer side, so this is nice because you can see there's definitely space if I wanted to wrap it a couple more times around. There's definitely space on this curler to do so. And I just have a little bit more volume. My root area here, and these front 2 pieces. Just making sure to keep a little bit out at the end, just so it doesn't look like super curly. Hello, Geonat. Welcome to the stream. Alright, just let this cool in my hair, in my hand a little bit. Then we'll be done with this side. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Just have this one other side to do, and then we'll be good to go. Where does this little baby hair go? All right. This side is done. Now on to the other side. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like the fit colors. I'll try to like show you guys the whole fit at the end, but this color, both these are from Shein, but this skirt is a little bit disappointing because it's not quite as vibrant as it had shown me in the picture, so kind of let me down. But I feel like it's like very fall. Like I feel like brown has made like very much of like a major comeback. So I'm interested. I'm into it. I'm about it. All right, just do a couple more curls over on this side of my head. We'll be good. I'm gonna put on lashes, lipstick, and we're gonna call it good on this look. And I'm pretty on time still. Pretty on time. My goal is to leave the house at 8:30, so we're decently close. Earthy tones during fall are perfect. Yes, agree. Plus, I feel like I've been trying to wear more neutrals also. Just kind of in my day-to-day, just so things like match a little bit better with each other. Plus now that my natural hair is growing out, like, I feel like the dark brown with the dark brown is kind of interesting. It's kind of fun. Alright, I think I'm going to separate this into like 3 sections here because I have this weird little under section, whatever this is here. This is kind of a strange section of hair. This is what I was trying to avoid, but that's okay. This is a small one, so it's going to curl up nice and quick here for me. Alright, I'm going to separate these last 2 sections and we're going to be done with the hair. Alright. That should be good. Hopefully. Okay. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. And it'll look good once I kind of shake it all out. You going indoors? You going to be outdoors? I will be. So I'm going to like the downtown area of where I live, so I think we're gonna go like indoors, but I do have to walk outdoors for quite a little bit before, I don't know, like a few blocks before I get there. So I did pick the long sleeves because I hate being cold. So looks pretty decent now, but we're just gonna shake it out so that it is a little bit more nice and broken up. Get that volume in there. I don't have a matching jacket. I figured this shirt was gonna be good enough coverage. It's not super cold in California. It was like 87 degrees earlier today. So I'm actually like a little bit hot right now, like wearing this. So if I know as soon as I go outside, I'm going to be very cold. All right, I'm gonna go in here with a little bit of my Verb Ghost Oil. I'm running out of this, but and just add this kind of to the ends and middle of my hair, just to give it a nice little shine and just to break up the curls a little bit, just tame my flyaways a little bit also with it. And we're going to add in some hairspray, so hopefully this lasts a little bit longer here. I'm just going to go in with some basic Tresemme spray. Just try to spray like the back of my hair, like the under part of my hair, just so it's not like super crunchy. What is a flyaway? So it's like you can kind of tell. So like these little pieces of my hair that like are not like staying down. I have a good number of them, so there's no like fully taming them, but I just like it to look a little bit smoother. So like less of this piece right here, but that's okay. All right, pretty happy with the hair. I'm gonna glue some eyelashes on my face. Is that the same as frizzy? Kind of, yeah. All right. I feel like my hands are all like oily now. I'm gonna try to glue some eyelashes on my face. Get a little bit of lipstick and I will be good to go. So I'm going in with my Ardell Light as Air lashes because I wouldn't say they're light as air, but they're less annoying to my eyes than some of the other ones I have because this definitely does have a thin band on it, so it just doesn't bother my eyes as much. I like the name Flyaway better. I'm glad. Okay, I'm gonna blow on my lashes here a little bit so that they stick to my face. I'm just gonna put them on over here. I feel like whenever I turn the camera around, it's a little bit chaotic, but I'm just trying to place them in the center of my eye and just bring the other corners down. and I'll show you all in a second. Just gotta make sure this is sticking to my face. So we're getting there. I love the look of lashes. I just don't wear them that much because I feel like sometimes it's too much. It's too crazy. I used to wear them to work, but it was a little bit too much. It was too crazy sometimes. But I do like the way they look. Alright, pretty good. Just adds like a little something to my face, I feel like. Hopefully these stay on. Hopes are high. And do the other eye here. I feel like I don't do like really crazy lashes. Like these still look like relatively natural. They're not like insane. And I am using black lash glue just because I like that more seamless finish that it has, but it definitely adds another level of challenge to doing my makeup. I will say that, because there are times where I'll try to put down my eyelash and I'll like accidentally stamp it on my eyelid and I'm like, well, shucks, now there's like a little black smudge there. Alright, just gonna put this on my eye, kind of off camera-ish here. Okay. So far, so good. Just need it to stick to my eyelid. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. I think these are good. I think these are going to stay on. Is it? Hopefully. Okay. Hopefully these stay on my face. Now I'm going to just do a little bit of lipstick and this look will be complete. Definitely cutting it a little close on time. That's okay. I'm going to go in with my MAC Prep and Prime here. Just going to, oh no, I'm running out of this. Just put this on my lips just so my lipstick goes on a little bit better and hopefully stays a little bit longer. I think this eyelash is going to pop up. I'm going to go in with kind of like, I feel like kind of like a red, like an earthy red. I'm going to go in here with Riot by Lime Crime. I'm trying to get too much product. I like to do my lower lip first, so that if there's any extra product, it's a little bit easier to manage. Get the top lip. Try to just smile, see what it looks like. If I need more to balance out each side. Okay. That's decent. Don't want to go too crazy. Make sure the bottom looks even. Okay. Okay, that looks, I need to stop touching it up because I'm going to make it worse. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now that looks good. It's very even when I style. So let me show you guys the full fit here. Let me get to some better lighting. Maybe. I'm gonna fall. Okay. Try to get the full fit in. So you still can't see the full fit, but Just like skirt and top combo. I feel like super easy, fun for girls' night. I like it. I think I am going to keep my sleeves a little bit rolled up here because I'm pretty short. But thank you. I'm glad we like the look. But pretty happy with it now. I'm going to go head out. Hopefully you all have a good rest of your evenings. I will see you in the next one. Bye.